Okay, so something that I like about the performance Digipak is that the A has the A on the Amore has a butterfly in the corner, and I think that's a really good idea, just for the fact that butterflies are often used within the theme of like depression or anxiety or mental issues. So I think that that's a good touch because they're used as kind of like a sign of hope, or like that they've overcome something. So I think that that's really good to have on there. With the performance, maybe having, rather than the title just to the side, a bit more central, just so that it's clear of what it is. But I like the ombre from black to white, and I think that the colour theme is good. And I think that it's also good with performance that you have the image of the band, just so that they are there somewhere. So I know that alternate rock tend to have like an artistic side, but I think it's also important to have an image of them, just so that for a fan base point of view, they're aware of what they look like, so that they can get a bit higher up within their audience.
Yeah, I think the performance one would be the best, as I like the idea of a black-white effect with the whole band, because the band is sort of the main core of the group, whereas Leanne or the depression character doesn't have a major role in the actual group for like further songs or further performances that are actually going to be taking place. So it seems more efficient to have the performance characters on the front of the band. I like the whole colour concept with the performance as well. The ombre, black and white, it looks good, and it really relates to the whole band, the character, the target audience of the band, etc, etc.
So I thought the first CD cover was quite effective, as the black and white effect is kind of got links to the depression side of things and fits the genre of alternative rock, as that's how stereotypically we associate with it. And the butterfly in the top corner, that kind of has the links to the Aramore thing and the links to depression. So it all kind of ties in together quite nicely. So I'd probably say that one's most suited.
So I prefer the performance because the butterfly image, which is connected to mental health issues, really symbolises what this track is about. And the black and white symbolises how people suffering mental health issues may feel, that their world may be in black and white.
With the narrative, I like the idea of like, you know, having black clothing and things sticking to the colour theme, but I think that the rest of the CD seems quite a bit colourful, so with things like bright random colours and patterns and things. I don't think that fits perfectly just within an alternate rock kind of genre. They often use quite dark themes, and also within the fact that the theme of the song involves things like depression, I think that the darker tones would suit more.
Whereas the narrative, as I spoke about with the depression character, it might look a bit random and out of place. And the bright random colours and patterns might look a bit out of place with the whole theme of the depression character. So maybe those two would clash, maybe the narrative, maybe not the best idea.
The second one, it's quite got a nude background with a mirror, which I think is quite a bit too bright for the genre and like the theme of depression. But the dark block clothing does kind of get this message across, but I think it's not as effective as the first one.
I feel like the narrative for the song is just a bit too colourful and doesn't really suit. It doesn't really portray what it's going to be about.
I think with the conceptual, I quite like the idea of having hard times written everywhere, because it can kind of symbolise the idea of like your head almost being a mess. So if you've kind of got like the same bit of writing just like all over the page, that kind of messy image could represent how they feel in their head. So I quite like that as well. So I think that my favourite would be the performance, and then just maybe intercept a few of the things from narrative and conceptual as well. So things like keeping the colours, like if you have clothing, making them dark and things like that. And then with the hard times, I quite like the idea of it being all messy.
Conceptual is the same thing with random colours and the patterns. It might be again considered out of place and not in fitting with the overall effect of the band, the overall style of the band. The idea of the conceptual of the hard times written everywhere on the inside left cover, because it's sort of when you open it up, it gives you that. It's better than it being pink and orange ombre or Hard Times written all over. Black and White, it looks more clean and more better and more in style with the genre of the band, which I think would link more to the target audience, and therefore make the band a bigger image, nicer image.
And the conceptual is a good idea, because Hard Times written all over it could show what a person with mental health issues mind might look like. But yeah, overall I think the performance is the best one.